morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice of Radio. So today, I am here to show you one of the dumbest cards we have ever seen in the Pokemon TCG, and I say that with love. It's a Slowking card, and let's face it, Slowpoke and Slowking, they do often get dumb cards. And again, when I say dumb card, I'm not saying a bad thing here. I think they're awesome. Remember the Slowbro that we got a little while ago that says if your opponent's got one prize remaining, you just instantly take two prizes, the one from Pokemon Go? That was a dumb card, but it was fun. How about the Slowbro from Unbroken Bonds, where you flip 3 coins and you do 100 damage for each heads, but if you flip 3 tails, you instantly lose the game. Or how about the one from Breakpoint with the wonderfully named Walk-Off Homer, whereby if you've only got one prize card remaining, you just insta-win the game. Or the Slowbro from Dark Explorers, where if you got 2, 4, or 6 prize cards remaining, you can't attack. To be fair, Slowking's actually had less dumb cards overall, but I think we all remember Mind Games. It literally broke the game. I've done a video about it, go check it out. But yeah, it was mistranslated in English and very literally broke the game, which was fun in a we can't play anymore kind of way. And look, there's a new Slowking and it's awesome. As for the Slowpoke here, Slowpoke is You get to grab a Pokemon from your discard pile and put it into your hand. It's fine. It's alright. It's not amazing. I've seen worse cards, alright? But the Slowking, oh my word, I love this Slowking. You see, what you do is you discard the top card of your deck. But if it is a Pokemon that doesn't have a rule box, use the attack. Oh, we're not going to talk about the free energy 120. It's dumb and nobody cares. But oh my word, I love. Now, Antoine has translated it as inspirational challenge. It definitely says challenge. Here, Mickey. Yeah, that probably means inspiration. Antoine's better at this kind of stuff than I am, so I'm going to take their word on it. But the point is, you can copy any attack here. Any attack you like, as long as it's on a non-rulebox Pokemon. I cannot stress enough, has to be a non-rulebox Pokemon. So if we want to go super recent, how about the Kyurem, which just came out in Japan in Night Wanderer, that we're going to be getting in Shrouded Fable, the one that for 5 energy does 110 to 3 of your opponent's Pokemon. Now, if your opponent's got a card with Kyurem in its name in the discard pile, you get to use it for a single colorless energy. If they don't, put it on top of your deck, use it with Slowking, and just use this attack for free. One of the examples they gave on the official Japanese YouTube channel is Conkeldurr. 250 damage. Straight off the bat. Yeah, that's pretty good. It's a non-rulebox Pokemon, so you can absolutely use a Conkeldurr from Twilight Masquerade and just do a flat 250. And incidentally, I think that might be the most damage you can get on a non-rulebox Pokemon that's kind of guaranteed, as in you don't have to jump through a whole bunch of hoops to do anything else. Because I'm going on PKMN cards right now, right? And I am just searching for stage 2s that don't have a rule box. And there are some fun options here. Chandelure, also from Twilight Masquerade. 30 damage for each card in your opponent's hand. So play one Chandelure, and then you don't need to play any of the basics or the stage 1, just one stage 2 Chandelure. That is it. That is all you need to play. And if your opponent is building up a big hand, let's say you're playing against a control deck, for instance, just drop this and then laugh and go for it. Maybe we go for the Orbeetle from Paradox Rift. 30 damage for each energy card in your opponent's discard pile. If you play against an energy-heavy deck that's got a bunch of energy in the discard pile, well, now all of a sudden you can go for this. And that's kind of my point here. You can just pick a bunch of random super specific Pokemon that work in really specific instances and just play all of them, and you can basically pick and choose. There are some fun attacks we can go for. Now, there are also a couple of questions that we need to answer before we get too deep into this. And they are, what about the second energy? And what about the fact that you need to have the right Pokemon on top of your deck? Yeah, don't worry about it. Second energy, that's Xatu all day long. Like that's easy. Like Xatu is good energy acceleration for psychic Pokemon. You attach a psychic energy from your hand to one of your benched Pokemon and then draw 2 cards. It's draw while accelerating energy. We're using psychic energy. We need to attach a second energy. So Xatu's going to do this perfectly. Don't even worry about that. As for getting cards on top of your deck, don't worry about that either. Cypher Maniac's code breaking. Boom, there we go. Lets you put 2 cards on top of your deck. And because you can play Xatu and use that as your draw engine, it does open up your supporter for the turn to be used for something like Cypher Maniac's code breaking, for instance, if you want to. But it's not just Cypher Maniac's code breaking, we have a stadium as well. In Night Wanderer, we're getting Nighttime Academy. Or Japan has it, we're getting it in Shrouded Fable. Once during each player's turn, that player may put a card from their hand on top of their deck. We are not actually just randomly trashing cards on top of our deck and hoping they're the right Pokemon. No. We're using Nighttime Academy and Cypher Maniac's code breaking. We are stacking the top of our deck. And when you stack the top card of your deck, you can guarantee that you're going to hit the right attack. With Xatu, you can get the second energy pretty easily. And what are we asking here? 2 stage 1s and a stadium or a supporter. That's it. Okay, fine. You have to get the right Pokemon in hand, but even that is not the end of the world. This is not that ridiculous of a combo to pull off here. This is absolutely doable. And I'm starting to really get excited about this one. Now, one of the downsides here is that because of the fact that you're copying a non-Rulebox Pokemon, that does actually get kind of annoying in terms of some of the attacks. Like, I literally mentioned Conkeldurr as your big swingy attack here, and it only does 250. Now, if you can find a better Pokemon to copy, where you can just guarantee the attack works and you'll do more than 250 damage, dudes, tell me in the comment section. But that seems to be like the best option here for just pure raw damage. And like I've said, there are a bunch of other Pokemon that I would suggest. Kyurem for going after multiple bench Pokemon is very, very good. I am a big fan of Orbeetle if your opponent's got lots of energy in the discard, or Chandelure if they've got lots of energy in hand. Obviously, the Slowbro I mentioned earlier, the one that takes 2 prizes if your opponent's got 1 card remaining, play that as well. Why not? That still works pretty gosh darn nicely. So that'll actually help out really well. And then there's other things like, remember that Crobat? The really awkward Crobat that's really good but almost never works? You know the one I mean. Yeah, that one. The one that does 30 damage. Only 30 damage on a stage 2. But you take an extra 2 prizes if you take a KO. Well, now all of a sudden, that can be played as a random one-off. And if you end up in a situation where your opponent has a Pokemon with 30 HP remaining, use this. Like, do 250 with Conkeldurr onto something like a Lugia, and then go and use Crobat to do the extra 30, take the KO for 4 prizes. I don't mind 2-hit KOing for 4 prizes. That will work very, very nicely indeed. And obviously this will even hit them on the bench, which can be very, very important if they try and get out of the way. There are so many fun, dumb things you can do with a Slowking, and I absolutely love it. And because the core of the deck is really just Stage 1 Xatu and Stage 1 Slowking, you'll need to play a bunch of Recovery and a bunch of Pokemon Search and all of that. But it does mean that you can afford to take a few extra spots in your deck for random techs. And there are going to be others, not necessarily ones that we've got now, ones that will be released at some point in the future. There are going to be other stupid cards like Crobat, like Conkeldurr. No one's actually playing Conkeldurr to do 250 for no energy because it's affected by a special condition. Literally nobody. As much as I love Chandelure, no one's really playing Mind Ruler. But now you can. I don't know how good this is going to be, But I'm telling you there is potential. And if we didn't have Xatu, I would feel a lot worse about this. Because we need that second energy. But we have Xatu, which gets us the second energy while drawing cards. We're only using stage 1s here. I think this might actually work. The one thing I can tell you for absolute certainty, I'm going to be testing this. I'm going to be playing around with this. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. But oh my word, I think this could be fun. And of course, if you've got any other ideas, Pokemon you think will work nicely to be copied by Slowking, do make sure you whack them down in the comment section. For now, I'm going to go ahead and give this, I'm giving it 5 Wassies. I don't even care. I love this card. I legitimately love this card. Now, I'm clearly being overly excited here, as I tend to do. And maybe it's not actually as good as I'm hoping it's going to be. But I'm telling you, the potential here is off the charts. The potential to be good, the potential to make dumb plays, the potential to make cards work that have been terrible since release. And I'm giving it 5 Wassies. But argue with me in the comment section. Tell me why I'm wrong. But while you're there, give me some ideas of other Pokemon I can play with this, would ya? Go nuts in the comment section, but be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at @LeWasi. That's where we talk about Pokemon and a whole bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, join a Discord, and all kinds of fun things. And of course, get shout-outs on the channel like the lovely James Siapinski, who's been a supporter of ours for a while now and is a very lovely person. So shout out to them for the support and the loveliness. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.